His dad once made him smash his own Xbox with a sledgehammer. Years
What?
later, the son came back with something that made his father go silent. Back then, the kid failed school because he spent nights grinding ranked lobbies. You love games more than your future, his dad yelled.
Okay, but to be fair, niggas get paid a lot for playing video games. What's good, y'all? Welcome back to RICHLEV fam. Dang, now today, bro, before we even get into the video, man, we gotta say I keep saying happy because it's like happy Thanksgiving. Merry Christmas to every single one of you guys. Obviously, right now I'm recording this at 9:57 p.m. my time on Christmas Eve, so it's already Christmas on the East Coast. But obviously, by the time I post this video, it's gonna be literally Christmas Day. But yeah, chat, I just want to say Merry Christmas to all you guys. I already gave my little speech on my gaming channel, so go check that out if you want to. But as always, man, you know, I'm just super grateful for you guys. You guys mean the world to me, bro, and I hope you guys just have a great time with your family and stuff. And yeah, just enjoy the holidays, man. You know, you don't never know how much more holidays you got, so just enjoy every moment. And I just want you guys to know that I love every single one of you guys, bro. Yes, you watching right now. Yes, bro. RICHLEV loves you, bro. Yes, it's not sus either. It's not. It's just like a friendly, you know what I'm saying? Just don't be weird about it. And honestly, even the annoying little Timmys, you too. Y'all too, bro. Oh my gosh, annoying one in the cons. It's okay, bro. All of you guys have played a role, and I appreciate every single one. So today, chat, we got this channel. It's called Rennrat. And this guy actually popped up in my analytics, chat. So I always check once in a while to see what you guys are watching, because it shows me like what my audience is watching, whether it's videos or shorts. And this guy kept popping up, and he's going absolutely ballistic lately. I know you guys see 19 million, 14 million, 13, and this is like in the span of like a month or so. I don't know, bro, but it's insane. And it looks like he does like these storytelling slash animation things. So I guess it's like in a way like the last channel we just reacted to, which was a hoodie guy where he was animals, but this is just more just telling stories in an animated style. And I like these type of videos. So without further ado, make sure to grab your popcorn. Let's see. And also make sure you guys go subscribe to Rennrat if you guys like his content. And yeah, first one is called The Soldier His Parents Refuse to Take Home.
A soldier called his parents and said, "I'm coming home tomorrow, but I'm bringing another soldier with me. He lost a leg and he's blind. Please treat him like family." His parents were silent. Then his mother snapped, "No, don't bring him here. We don't need problems in our house." Days passed.
What?
His son never returned. Worried, they
That's kind of crazy to think about, bro. Like your son asks you one thing to do, and like you know he's out there fighting and stuff, and you can't even just honor his one request. Like that's kind of messed up, bro.
"Please treat him like family." His parents were silent. Then his mother snapped, "No, don't bring him here. We don't need problems in our house."
Wow. And little do they know, he's probably most likely talking about himself, huh?
But their son never returned. Worried, they searched for weeks until they learned he was living with a poor old man in their own city. They rushed there and
damn.
The door opened and they froze. Their son was blind and had only one leg. With tears in his eyes, he whispered, "I was that soldier. I just didn't want to bring problems home."
Hey, that's crazy, chat. That's what I'm saying. You can't just, you know, be judgmental and stuff and think about all that. Because honestly, I feel like me in my head, I would have thought automatically like, damn, is he talking about himself? I would have been my first question. Like, are you talking about yourself? Are you blind? Are you know what I'm saying? But no, they just straight up say, "Oh, nah, we don't want problems in the house, bro." They didn't even ask questions. Like, I get it, you know, to a point where it's like, you don't want strangers in your house. But it's like, you didn't even ask questions like, "Oh, wait, what's going on? Like, are you okay? Is anything going on? Is it you?" You know what I'm saying? Like, there was no reinforcement. It's just straight no, you know? There's another version of this where he committed instead of just not coming home. So I say this story, while may have happened, we don't know it's currently realistic fiction. Yeah, I get that. Like, I don't know if this story is completely real, but it sounds like something that could really happen. If you are a problem, you are my problem. But if you are someone else's son, you are their problem. I'll speak truly here. No elderly will care of a disabled stranger, but if it's their child, of course they will take care of them, but not a stranger. That's what I was saying. Like, I get it from, you know, a stranger standpoint, but that's why you ask questions and stuff, you know, because maybe the son was just too embarrassed to say that he was the one that was blind and stuff. But they didn't even think to check on him or nothing.
His dad once deleted his entire Minecraft world while he was at school. For a year, this kid had been building a giant castle on an island.
He's been building for a year and it got deleted. I ain't gonna lie, bro. This will be one of those instances where, you know how we watch those kids crashing out videos? This will low-key be a valid crash out. Not all the way, but just a little bit.
Every tower, every farm, every hidden room. He'd rush his homework just to log in, staying up late.
Oh my gosh.
Block. His dad thought it was just a game and that the boy was wasting his life. So after one more argument about homework, he logged onto his account and erased the save. When the kid came home and saw the empty world list, he just stood there and whispered, "Dad, where is my world?" The crying didn't stop.
Oh my gosh.
Years later, Later, the father admitted online, "I think I really broke something in him that day."
Dude, I mean, honestly, obviously, I don't believe in a game being able to make you go that crazy and lose your goddamn mind. But I understand the significance of it, chat, because just think about it. Like, in Minecraft is like one of those games where, first of all, it's not like a brain rot game, and it actually teaches you lessons about, you know, building, surviving and stuff, even though it's not exactly real life, but you get those real life aspects of it in a video game, and just being able to build your shelter, avoid, you know, the zombies and all the things that come out, you know, cooking food and everything. I guess like in a way as a kid, it like allows you to like live real world things throughout a game. And then I can imagine building a world for a year, just building everything, having secret caves and the entrances and thing, probably beating the game and everything. Like, I could feel him on the sentimental part of this, you know? And obviously if you get too addicted to a game, then it's a problem. Like, just like you could get addicted to anything, even if things are technically good, you know? For example, if you work out, that's really good for you. But obviously if you work out 10 times a day, every single day, that's just gonna be bad. You know what I'm saying? So anything can turn into a bad thing, but I feel like this is kind of extreme. You shouldn't just delete this world, bro. Like, you could have at least had a conversation if it was getting out of hand, but deleting it is kind of crazy, bro. But, you know, dad doesn't understand that either. So remember to save your world on a hidden disc weekly. Literally, bro. This video probably made people go and buy external hard drives right now. He didn't just break something in him. He removed the creativity, the happiness, the excitement, the, okay, this project is too big, but I still must do it no matter how much time it takes. Type of dedication from that kid. And these are important in the real world too. That's what I'm saying. That's why I get it. I don't want him to completely lose his mind and actually lose his shit, but I understand why he would, dude. Because that's something, a year of just straight building anything is very important to anybody, you know? Just imagine something you built up for a year, you've been working on for a year or whatever, and just gets wiped out in 1 second, bro. Not even by yourself. It's not an accident that happened by yourself. Literally somebody else, bro. That would kill you inside. Something? No. Every single atom part of him? Yes. That's crazy. If only his father knew how much effort his son put into that world. That's what I'm saying. I believe that the father didn't know what the hell he was doing. So that's why I say you could understand both perspectives, but this sucks. I can imagine.
A 17-year-old was playing an online shooter game when heavily armed officers surrounded his house and ordered him to come out with his hands up. They'd been told he had shot his mother and brother and was holding more people hostage inside. He walked outside to see rifles pointed at him, and officers shouting questions about the family he'd killed, even though he had no idea what they were talking about. Police.
Yo, that's like such a scary thing about like swattings and stuff. Is like most of the time it's just some guy pranking or whatever, especially like for streamers and stuff. That's actually part of the reason I don't stream, I'm not gonna lie. Like, I can't deal with shit like this. But anyways, like, just seeing those instances happen where they just storm your house and stuff, you have no, you know, choice but to just put your hands up and not do anything crazy, and they're gonna rough you around anyways, and you could literally be completely innocent and not done anything.
Stormed through every room searching for bodies and weapons, but found nothing. After a tense investigation, the truth finally came out. An angry opponent he'd beaten in the game had called to police, pretended to be him, and falsely claimed a massacre at his address.
What?
A 17-year-old was playing.
That's all I'm saying, bro. People are fucking weird, dude. That shit is not cool at all. And then if it happens to them, they're gonna be crying and shit too. Bro almost died because he had more skill than someone. That's all I'm... Bro, oh my gosh, bro. Like, imagine getting that salty, you swat someone, bro. Like, you're so weird, bro. Imagine reporting someone to the police because they beat you in a game. Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. These are the type of people that need to be locked up, deadass. No, deadass, this should be a thing. Like, I mean, I'm sure, yeah, people get arrested for swatting and stuff, but it should be a crazy offense to do this, bro. Like, I'm talking about hella fines, hella years. I'm talking about 20 years plus, bro. Because just imagine the trauma that somebody can go through, and there's just a potential chance of them actually dying because they're getting swatted. Like, what if they don't comply or whatever, or they just get struck, so they're just standing there not really listening to directions because they're so fucking stuck in time, and they boom, they get shot or something. Like, there's so much thing that could go wrong.
A sick boy spent months in a hospital bed staring at a blank wall. Every day, his roommate described the world outside: children playing, a man selling balloons, sunsets glowing gold. The boy smiled through the pain, living off those words. Each morning, he'd tap the upper bunk, silently asking, "Tell me what you see." The descriptions kept him going. Then one day, he knocked again and got no answer. His roommate had died. Later, nurses moved the boy to the window bed. With tears in his eyes, he looked out and saw only another wall. Why did he lie to me? The nurse said softly, "He didn't. He was blind. He just wanted you to hold on to something beautiful."
Wow, there is so much to uncover here. Holy, there's so much layers to this, bro. So first of all, you know what I'm saying? This just goes to show how powerful just the imagination is and how essential it is to actually like have these stimulants going on, whether it's hearing things, talking about things, seeing things, touching things, feeling like there's a whole bunch of stuff that you don't really think about just in your daily life that if it gets taken away, it's like it'll be catastrophic to our lives. You know what I'm saying? Like just imagine just getting your senses taken away. That's why when people go into like solitary confinement and they just get everything taken away from them, even the lights are off and everything, like you could really go crazy, bro. You could go absolutely insane from that. So I could just imagine, you know, just stopping hearing those stories that he was hearing, how depressed he would get, and then being moved up to the window and he finds out that the guy was lying to him. But then the person was like, well, he wasn't technically lying. He was just kind of sharing his imagination with you because the guy's also blind. So the blind guy, you know what I'm saying, even with his disability, everything he got going on, still found it in his heart to just, you know, give him that hope and give him that, you know, imagery that he needs in his mind. It just goes to show that human nature is beautiful, man. Humans are beautiful. And there's not many good ones, especially nowadays, but you know, I still believe in that there's good people in the world, and this is a great example of that. Seems more like a prison than an actual fucking hospital. That's what I'm saying. At least he has a window, unlike Zach D film 3D video. Bro, the hell kind of hospital looks like a prison, bro. Yeah, that's what I was kind of thinking. I thought this was a prison in the first place.
Why it sucks to be born as the president's child. You come into the world in a heavily guarded hospital where every doctor's step is recorded and your first breath is stored in a government archive. You're not just a newborn.
Wait,
You're a
what?
political event. Your first bib has the national colors. Your crib is inside a bunker, and the first person to hold you isn't your mother. It's a bodyguard with night vision goggles. By age 5, you wear a suit.
Yeah, honestly, bro, they like really have no childhood. Think about it. But this could go for like any, I would say famous, like really famous celebrity. I feel like this is kind of a unique thing that they go through, but presidential, that can be even more crazier because obviously the whole world is just pinned on you and worried about everything you're doing and stuff, just like our jackass president we have right now.
Suit more often than pajamas. Your preschool is classified and all your playmates are background checked by intelligence services. Instead of vacations, you go on official visits. Instead of comic books, briefings. By the time you're 14, you know more about geopolitics than you do about yourself. And when you turn 18 and try to break free saying, I don't want to be a politician, the entire country holds it against you. You're not a person, you're a symbol.
Oh my gosh. And that's true, bro. That's literally true, because they just be holding you to a standard, man, and that's unfair, because where are the standards for your fucking self, bro? All these people that got all these standards they put on people, and then they don't be doing nothing in their own lives, bro. Like, I don't get it. Why would the whole country have it against them? Everyone would be happy that there's one less phallus in the politics. Yeah, but you know, when there's cultish things going on and they just want, you know, things to stay in the family, whatever, it's a whole different thing, bro. If you know, you know. Bro had a training arc. Does anybody else realize the fact that if they were 18, then your father wouldn't be president? That's ignoring all other issues. Yeah, bro. Yeah, I feel like this wouldn't be a good experience, you know, being born in this type of situation, because yeah, having to be around bodyguards and stuff. Parents are pretty much probably never there. Maybe the mom is there that much, but I don't know, bro. It just seems like a fucked up situation.
His dad once made him smash his own Xbox with a sledgehammer. Years
What?
later, the son came back with something that made his father go silent. Back then, the kid failed school because he spent nights grinding ranked lobbies. You love games more than your future, his dad yelled.
Okay, but to be fair, niggas get paid a lot for playing video games. You know what I'm saying? Nowadays, bro, you could like go pro in something, or not even go pro. Just, you know, you could use that to your advantage to make content, because that's the thing, chat. You don't realize a lot of gaming channels and stuff, they don't have to be pros at games. Like, I'm not a pro at games, but I still get a good amount of views, bro. You know what I'm saying? 2026 is gonna be a big year for the gaming channel, by the way. So make sure you guys go subscribe, be one of the OGs. But you know, I'm not a pro. I've never been a pro. I don't give a fuck about being a pro. I can play games and I feel like I'm entertaining. That's why people watch me. And so you could literally play games for a living, bro. And if you're pro, that makes it even more interesting, because it's like you could literally play in tournaments and all this shit, win lots of money, be esports and everything. So hey, I don't think he's really throwing away the future.
Yelled, forcing him to destroy the console on camera and post it online. Humiliated, the boy swore he'd never be that powerless again. He learned coding, built small indie games after class, and finally got hired at a big studio. Coming home, he put a limited edition Xbox on the table. I paid for this by making games, not just playing them.
That's a fucking bar, man. Now, here's the thing, chat. Here's the thing. Like I said, an addiction to things can be bad, especially if you're not paying attention to anything else going on in your life. So it's two sides to this, right? I'm gonna make you understand why this kid is a different specimen than a lot of people, because a lot of people will look at this and see that they're super addicted to video games, and it makes it feel like they're okay when it's not. Like, if you're addicted to video games so much, like everything else in your life is just to the side, and you're not fucking taking care of yourself, talking shit to everybody around you, and like being like a, you know, complete hag on Reddit every fucking day, then that's a problem, bro. But if you're like this kid and you use these type of situations to figure out other things, like now he's like, oh shit, man, I'm gonna make games, I'm gonna learn coding, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that. Like he has a mindset that makes him elevate more than anybody else would. You know what I'm saying? So he actually can have the excuse to his addiction, because his addiction is actually what's driving him to become better. It's not what's keeping him down low and keeping him a normal person. You feel me? So that's what you have to realize right there. This is a good story. I like this. There's also a true story where a father uses a sledgehammer to smash his kid's Xbox, which makes him furious. Too furious. The child then smashes his father's motorcycle, which makes him speechless. I thought this was gonna be like a motivation thing, bro. Like parents after this. That's why we break our child's Xbox. Yo, that's so true, bro. They're gonna use this as an excuse, like, hey, this guy got famous and he got successful off of us being hard. And honestly, that's a real thing though, chat. You know, obviously there's a limit to how hard you should be on kids or whatever, but you know, being hard and being strict and having standards and stuff actually can build a soldier. Like, how do you think people go to the army and stuff? They gotta get trained, bro. They gotta go through the fucking gutter in order to become the men that they are and stuff, you know? So, hey, that goes for everything.
Why it sucks to be born as a geisha. You're born a girl in Japan, you're pretty, quiet, obedient. And that's enough for someone to decide you...
Okay. Before we start this, I need to know exactly the definition of geisha because I don't know. A highly skilled professional Japanese female entertainer known as a person of arts. Okay, trained in traditional Japanese arts like dance, music, singing, tea ceremony, conversation to entertain guests at parties and tea houses. So they're literally an entertainer slash a host of parties or whatever. So okay.
You won't live an ordinary life. At 6, you're sent to an okiya. Instead of running through fields, you learn how to bow. Paint your lips. Fold your hands like a porcelain doll. By 9, you can play the shamisen, dance without a single misstep, and smile even when it hurts. By 13, you're no longer a child. You're an investment. You become a maiko. They paint your face, dress you in a kimono that weighs more than you do. Every step, every gesture, every breath is rehearsed. Your job is to make men feel special, even if they're dull, violent, or drunk. Your beauty doesn't belong to you. It belongs to others. As the years pass, your movements become even more perfect. And when you paint your face for the 1000th time, you no longer see yourself in the mirror.
Bro, that is actually fucking stupid, bro. And yeah, I mean, this is just, you know, another example of hierarchy, I guess, male hierarchy, that they think that they're the top of the chains or whatever, and women should only be a certain type of way. It's sexist, you know what I'm saying? And it's honestly really disgusting. I wouldn't technically call it pedophilic, but it could be, bro. Because like, why are we like training these little girls to be a certain way? That doesn't rub right on me at all, bro. Like, you're born and they choose that you have to be trained a certain way in order to appeal to men. Like not for yourself, not to learn how to be, you know, a good woman with values, whatever. No, it's just to be an entertainment value for men. And that's so fucking weird, bro. Like, what? Bio literally changes his art style once in a vid and then goes back to normal. Yo, I honestly like this variation of art style. I'm not gonna lie. The vestige of geisha culture remained in Tokyo in the 1970s when my dad went to Japan for business trips. He told us about the women in bars who were essentially paid to giggle at drunk salarymen's stupid jokes. Bro, like... These be the same type of niggas that be claiming the alpha wolf shit and all this bullshit, bro. Like, I'm telling you, bro. These be the same niggas. They gotta pay people to make them feel anything. On this one, he got a point, not gonna lie. Being used for others' pleasure does suck. Yeah, I mean, yeah. No, you can't argue against that. Sadly, just a reality of being born female around the time in which geishas were popular. Yep. That's why I said, chat. You know what I'm saying? The more we look at history and learn about stuff, we realize that human species is not all that good as we prop ourselves up to be, bro. That's just a fact, man. It is what it is.
In Miami, police discovered 2 9-year-old twin girls living alone in a $3 million penthouse. They had been...
What do you mean living alone? How? Were they just alone at the moment their parents left them, or are they dead ass living alone?
They had been there for 14 months without anyone noticing. Everyone thought their rich parents lived with them. In January 2024, an Uber Eats driver grew suspicious. Why is there never an adult here? He asked and called the police.
Oh, hell no.
Officers found the girls healthy and 47 envelopes with cash and instructions. The girls had been following strict rules, from online classes to fixed bedtimes, just as the notes demanded. The last one read, December 2024, now you can ask for help.
What do you mean now you get... So, wait, but was those notes and everything? Obviously, they were left by their parents, right? Had to be left by their parents. They left them money, left them instructions on literally how to live. But dude, like, I get doing that maybe at a teenage age or whatever, but 9 years old, my nigga? Like, what? They just barely got potty trained. No, but that's insane, though. I mean, they gonna grow up to be independent as fuck and not need anybody. I get that, but damn, that seems a little harsh. Bluetooth parenting. Bro, oh nah, Bluetooth parenting is crazy. That Uber driver deserves a big tip for being that considerate. Honestly, I would too, bro. If I was Uber driver and I kept seeing that it was only kids coming to the door like every single time, I would raise suspicions as well. You know, it's a miracle the twins actually followed the instructions. Otherwise, it could have went much worse. That's what I'm saying. Like, there was a 90% chance that things were gonna go wrong. You know what I'm saying? And they probably have gone wrong, but it's just under the radar.
A mom clicked delete world and watched her 9-year-old
my.
break. For a year, he'd been building one Minecraft survival map. Farms, animals, secret tunnels. Then he overslept again.
So is this just a same story, but just with the mom? Or am I tripping?
She snapped, next time I'm deleting it. He thought she was bluffing. While he was on the couch, she opened his save list, hit delete, and even banned the computer for a month.
Honestly, I'm surprised that the mom even knew how to do all this. Like, that kind of makes me think like, damn, did you really know what you was doing, bro? To go to a save file and delete it, like, what?
Even banned the computer for a month.
Usually parents be acting like they don't know how to goddamn use a cursor on a computer.
She told him he didn't yell. He just stared and whispered, I spent a whole year, it's gone. He cried, refused food, and barely spoke. That night, she posted online, asking if she'd gone too far. Top reply, congrats, you didn't teach discipline, you taught secrecy.
That could be true, bro. That could be very true. She destroyed the entire life of creativity and broke his heart. Yep. Dude, this isn't a lesson, it's trauma. Yeah, bro. It's definitely kind of trauma. Like I said, I feel like parents don't be knowing, you know, exactly the length that they're going to, but hey, they'll never. You just got to understand. Parents got to learn to understand the kid as well.
It sucks to be born as Queen Elizabeth. You're born in a palace.
Queen.
Servants, gold, silk pillows. Everyone greets you like a blessing. But even as a child, you feel this isn't your world. You can't get dirty. You can't cry. You can't be yourself.
You can't get dirty and you can't cry? Why?
At age 10, you find out your entire life is already planned. Not by you, by history. While other kids play with dolls and search for who they are, you're learning how to speak without emotion and smile for no reason when someone's watching. At 25, you become queen. The nation watches you smile, but...
I mean, chat, this could be just, you know, a different version of the geisha girls, bro. You think about it. You know what I'm saying? Being trained from the young age to be a certain way. Now, it's obviously not as terrible because you're literally royalty, so you get treated as royalty and everything. But still, it kind of has the same concepts if you think about it.
The nation watches you smile, but no one sees how badly you wish you could disappear. Your marriage, a formality. Your children, raised by staff. You have power, but you can't change a thing. You wear the crown, but you can't take it off. You think people love you, but they only love the symbol you're forced to play. At 91, you die, having never truly been yourself.
Damn, bro. This was made after she died, huh? I'm sure. In all reality, this whole YouTube channel revolves around how life could be rough and how you should appreciate it no matter what happens, because truly no one in this world or anything has a perfect life. People have their ups and downs, and some don't even live to see tomorrow. Because of that reason, this YouTube channel is revolving around how you should appreciate life and appreciate that. No, that's a fact, bro. That's why I always tell you guys, like, you know, be grateful, because you could not be alive one day. We're not immortal, and that's the beauty of life, man. You get it one time, you gotta take advantage of it, you know?
How you die in every era of human history. In the Stone Age, there are no doctors, no shoes, and no idea what hygiene is. You break your leg, you die. A dog bites you, you die. A rock falls on you, yep, you die again.
Yo, that's the thing that, oh my gosh, like, this sucks. Like, being born in this era where there's no medicines, no doctors, no nothing, bro. You just gotta thug it out.
And if you somehow survive all that, a mammoth or a neighboring tribe will finish the job. In Roman times, you will slowly die from lead pipes and wine that literally poisons you. Or faster, in the arena where a lion tears you apart in front of thousands because your life belongs to the emperor. But the worst is the Middle Ages. By the time you're 19, you're already an old man. If the plague doesn't get you, the church will, for witchcraft. Or your local lord, because you dared to look him in the eye. How you die in...
Oh my gosh, bro. That's why I said be grateful we're not born in this era, because you could die 20,000 different ways easily. Medieval stereotypes. Despite life expectancy was low, it was because of child deaths. A lot of people lived until their 50s and 60s. Charlemagne lived 65 to 70 years depending on his birthday. The only terrible century was the 14th century, but even then there were people who lived 70. I mean, yeah, there's always people that, you know, break the stereotype or whatever, but at the same time, it's very evident that there's way more ways to die back then. Like, that's the truth, you know? Like, there wasn't doctors, there wasn't diagnosis, you know, there wasn't research being done and stuff. It was just easier to die. Like, that's it. That doesn't mean that nobody was gonna live and stuff. I'm just saying the chances of you dying is very high back then compared to now. All right, chat, that's enough Rennrat 78, bro. Make sure you guys go subscribe if you like his channel, bro. This was very interesting. I love these, bro. And honestly, it reminds me of like a 2D animation of Zach Diff film, you know what I'm saying? By the way, let me know if you guys want me to react to Zach Diff films, bro. I saw a comment the other day talking about that his quality isn't increased or whatever, so I definitely gotta check that out at some point. But yeah, chat, this is a great channel to react to, bro. I love this, man. It actually made me have a lot of commentary, a lot of things to say, so that's how you know it's really good. So hey, chat, love you guys. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one, man. Peace.